Y'all, so the Kanye doc is out. All three parts. It's been out for like 6 days, all three parts of it, man. I've been watching them over and over again, as many of us have. Bro, honestly, it was probably everything that I expected it to be and more. Honestly, this man, in my opinion, is the greatest artist of all time, outside of Michael Jackson, I guess. It was just really dope to see this man, how he came up and everything, and so much footage, bro, that you didn't that like honestly, like damn, how like somebody was actually recording this shit. Like it was wild. I think every artist need a documentary at this point, right after seeing that. We here today because we got to break down some big takeaways of this documentary that I think people really need to pay attention to. And I hope some of these things didn't go over your heads, man. And if they didn't, maybe I can bring back some memories that you have from watching. But without further ado, we need to get into the 5 things, the biggest 5 takeaways from the Jeen-Yuhs doc. Let's get into it. Number 1 takeaway is to believe in your vision. Now, at this point, now we're talking, this is like 2000, like this is like what, 2000, 2001, maybe, somewhere around there, somewhere between 1998 and 2002, somewhere in there. Kanye back in Chicago, he producing, he's pretty well known in the city, everybody knows him as a producer. He just fighting his way up, bro, to the top, trying to get to the top. He rapping, he going to poetry jams, doing all these type of things to get his name out there. Dropped out of college, you know, when as his mom being an English professor at Chicago State, RIP down the West, you know, and that you know is already considered a big risk. On top of that, you know, dropping out of college, you know, your parents may look at you like you funny, like why the fuck you trying to drop out of college and do something that's a little bit off center to what most people would consider to be, you know, a normal job. But he was like, you know what, I had this vision to do music. I had this vision to do music, and this is what I'm gonna do. And he went full, you know, I had this vision to do music, and he went full speed ahead with it. He had to leave Chicago to go to New York. Like he had to leave everything he was doing in Chicago, but with the lack of, you know, record companies in Chicago and labels and I would say reputable. I would say reputable. I cannot talk. I would say reputable labels in Chicago. He had to go to New York, where Rockefeller was, in hopes of trying to get a deal. That was a big risk that he had to take. But luckily for him, you know, he had Cootie that, you know, was able to go there with him and drop everything that he was doing in Chicago to come and help him out. So that's a big number 1. Believe in your vision. 2 is that family matters. 100%. Oh, family over everything. Y'all know the quotes. Y'all know the saying. We all have it in our lives. If we're lucky enough to have a mom, a dad, you know, whatever you call family. Family isn't necessarily blood, but it's the people that are loyal to you, the people that love you and that care for you, and, you know, will do anything they can to help you and die for you. You know, and for Kanye, and, you know, as the doc goes on, you know, the relationship between him and Cootie might have probably, you know, it wasn't as close as it was in the beginning, but Cootie was definitely somebody in Kanye's corner that he could rely on, and, you know, somebody that saw the greatness from the beginning, unlike a lot of other people. He had his mom. You know, I really thought that like Donda was a parent that every creative would dream to have. Taking a creative path in life, especially it's a career that's already not looked at as like a lot of respect until you really do it, until you get on and you're actually like producing and you making all this money with it. It doesn't have that much respect in the process leading up to it. It isn't like you're in school. It isn't like you're trying to be a doctor or a lawyer or something like that, you know, where you're in medical school, you're in law school, and people are still looking at you like, oh my God, like his child's like pre-law or pre-med, or, you know what I mean? Like this level of respect there in society for that, and go over all the morals and goals that she instilled in him, and to believe in him, and that, you know what, I believe in my child, I believe in his abilities, and I believe what he can do. It brought a smile to my face to see, you know, in the documentary, like they're rapping back and forth. He rapping his bars, she bringing up old bars that he had that he forgot about, and they're rapping it back and forth, and they're laughing with each other, man. It was good. Like how Donald was like, she seemed very welcoming, bro, to people. How Cootie and his other friend, I forgot who the other person was, like they're sharing drinks together, you know, like having fun in her apartment and stuff. I feel like that gave Kanye the extra motivation to want to keep going and keep getting better. I remember, like, I guess it really wasn't like focused on that much because I've been watching a lot of other reviews and stuff like that. But, you know, in my personal opinion, when Kanye asked Donda like if she thought that he was too cocky or too arrogant, and she said, you know, no, like, you know, but the giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing. Now, it's somebody that watches this video, bro, and knows and saw that quote. Can y'all please explain it to me? Because I know there's a deeper meaning behind it. I guess maybe like you can't always see some of the negatives in life that are coming because you're so crowded by your, I guess your brain, I guess you're so like clouded by all the success. I don't really know what that means. I wish somebody please explain that to me in the comments what that quote means, man. Like, the giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing. I want to really understand that because I knew like that's a powerful quote, and you can tell, you can really feel how much Kanye's how much Kanye really you can really feel how much Kanye valued her opinion and what she had to say. So that was a really great part. So that was a really great part to see. That family always matters, man. To always stick by the people that love you the most. 3, take rejection with a grain of salt. This is something that we all face in life, is rejection. At the same time, it can be a big blessing in disguise that we don't see coming. And in this situation with Kanye, him having the rejection from, even in the city a little bit, in Chicago before he left for New York, of people not really taking him serious as a rapper, and then getting to New York, Rockefeller, Dame Dash coming out even talking about how he really didn't see Kanye being who he was. He knew somebody around him was gonna be that, was gonna be big like that, but he didn't really think it was gonna be Kanye. Yeah. Even people at like Capitol Records, man, like people wanting to sign him. The A&Rs want to sign him, but the higher ups don't want to sign him because they wanted somebody a little bit more gangster. Gangster rap was like that was what rap music was at the time. That barrier of the rejection that he was facing, and to keep believing that, hey, I'm gonna do this, but I don't care how long it's gonna take, but I'm gonna get this, and I believe in my music, and I'm not gonna let these no's stop me. I've come too far. I put in too much work. I sacrificed a lot of things, a lot of time and effort into this, and I'm not gonna leave until I get what I want. Seeing how much effort and how good the music really was, College Dropout, one of the best albums of all time, and the rest is history. Pieces, and one of my favorite takeaways from the documentary was to take no with a grain of salt. Take no with a grain of salt. Like, there's gonna be a lot of no's, man. A lot of people saying you can't do it, and don't let the biggest voice be your own. Number 4 is standing on what you believe in. Now, I know Kanye is a very controversial dude. This man has said a lot of things, done a lot of things that some people may not agree with, may have strong opinions on, whether it's the George Bush comments, or Taylor Swift, or the slavery is a choice comments, or the whole Pete Davidson thing that he doing. Look, I got my own opinions on that, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is that he has ideas and beliefs about certain things, and he didn't let anybody deter his position for any reason at all. He didn't let money, public status, whatever, get in the way of his beliefs. When he started supporting Trump, at the time when I saw that, I was like, well, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you supporting Trump? And even though I don't fuck with Trump, I don't like politics. I think politics is an evil game. I don't like to fuck. I don't even vote. I will say that I respected how much he really stood on his own, man. He really believed in, like, I'm not gonna be a Democrat, even though most black people end up voting Democratic. I don't believe in that. I'm gonna stand on that. And he got a lot of hate for it. He got a lot of hate for it, and he still does to this day. But I can respect anybody that stands 10 toes on their beliefs. The man is very controversial, but I can tell there's a lot of brilliance in him, bro. And a lot of things that he's done have helped push a different type of narrative, and allowed a lot of people to just believe in themselves and stand on what they believe in, no matter what anybody has to say. Their parents, mentors, friends, whatever. Just believe in you and stay on 10 toes on your beliefs. That's what I've gotten from Kanye, and that's what I've taken, and used in my life for the past few years, when I've made decisions that people may not have loved and liked or really supported much. But I knew in my heart what was for me, what I felt was for me, and what wasn't. And that's why I can respect Kanye for that. Always being his own man, always standing 10 toes on himself, so, and betting on himself. So that's number 4. And number 5, the last tip, the last takeaway is that success is a journey. Now, it's very simply put. We all know that success, it isn't the journey, it's the destination. It isn't the destination, it's the journey. Yes, it isn't the destination. It isn't the destination, it's the journey. We know all that, but we know all the quotes, we know all the sayings, but it's a lot different when you actually in your journey, you're in your process, and you're going through it. And times when you want to give up, and times when you don't think that you can get through it, or times when you don't know if how you're gonna make it, or times you don't know how you're gonna eat, how you're gonna pay your rent, all these type of things. The documentary just showed whether it was from him in Chicago, and how him at Jermaine Dupri's party in '98 to him being a $10 billion man in 2022, with 4 kids and, you know, doing his thing. You know, it's a journey. It was a process that he knew he was gonna get to, but he knew it was gonna take time. Things you got to be patient and have that patience when, you know, when things aren't going your way, or you know, you run for president and it don't work, or you know, you get divorced, or you know, you basically get blackballed from the industry for like a year or whatever. You got to move to Japan and then come back, you know, and make Dark Twisted Fantasy, which is, you know, considered one of the best albums of all time as well. When he was coming up, there really wasn't social media like that, but now it's like everything's in your face. You know, everything's in our face. Like you're 20, 22, 20 years old, you feel like, damn, I need to be making 6 figures right now because a bunch of people online are bragging about how they're doing it. And it's like, you know, everybody has a different process. You know, just putting in the work, but knowing that your time will come when it needs to come. You know, that's just kind of how I look at it, and and that's what I took away from it. Just take your time and, you know, believe in yourself, believe in your abilities. And, you know, maybe one day you can be like Ye too. You know, I'm striving for Ye greatness too as well. Just to be great in whatever I do, whether it's my YouTube videos, whether it's in acting, whatever I'm doing in my life, just to be the best I can be and take it a step at a time. Try to rush the process and learn as much as I can, study as much as I can, you know, and everything will fall in place the way it needs to be. So, hey man, shout out to Cootie, shout out to Chike, shout out to Kanye, you know, everybody that helped with the documentary. You know, it was great. It was 10 out of 10 for sure. I recommend anybody out there that got that. I don't care if you want to be doing music, creative stuff, or, you know, if you a doctor, or you I don't know, a construction, whatever you do, bro. Like everybody can take a piece of that documentary and apply it to their own life. So it was great, but I'm gonna leave it there. Leave down below any comments that y'all have, or any other tips or takeaways that you have from the documentary that I missed, or that you want to add on to. I love to hear what y'all got to say. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. I got more videos coming, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.